archive, and for my author, illustrator, poet study, I chose to do my study over the author, illustrator, Lois Ehlert. Growing up, Lois Ehlert was born on November 9th in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, to her parents, Harry and Gladys. And growing up, her parents were both gardeners and both very hands-on and tactile. Her father, Harry, had a workbench where he used a lot of woods and metals, and her mother was also a seamstress, and she had a lot of extra cloths that she gave to Lois. And of course, Harry, her dad, gave her a lot of metals and woods to play with. And growing up, her parents set up a small card table in a small room in their house, and she was allowed to create whatever she wanted as long as her art stayed on the table. And growing up, they were very, very passionate and very hopeful and encouraged Lois to be very creative and make what she wanted. So she continued to keep making different activities and different creations from the scraps that her parents gave her and whatever she could find laying around her house. And while she was in high school, she sent she sent her art to Leighton School of Art, and she was accepted in on a scholarship. And in 1957, she graduated and started working on illustrating children's books and also working as graphic design. Now, when she was doing children's books and illustrating them, she was not happy because she was not allowed to have the final say in what color schemes and how the colors were going to look in the book, so she stopped illustrating for a while. Eventually, she started working on other graphic design awards, and she won multiple awards and did very well in doing that. Finally, her friends decided to convince her to get back into illustrating children's books, so she started doing that again. And once she saw that people were starting to appreciate children's books more, she got more excited and very excited about illustrating books again. And with that being said, as an illustrator, she also started writing her own books. She wrote 32 of her own books and self-illustrated those books, and also illustrated 20 other books that she did not write. A few of her books that I remember reading as a child, she illustrated Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, which is an alphabet book, and then she also wrote Leaf Man, which is about a story about leaves and their adventures and going through different landscapes as the wind takes them. And soon the leaves take shape of a man, and we kind of follow his adventure through the wind. So, speaking on that, Lois's medium that she illustrates in is collage, and her collage, she will use a lot of paper. This can be handmade paper, this can be colorful paper, it can be blank paper, and she even said in the Horn book, in an interview in the Horn book, that one time she had to wire a tree branch to a page and paint over the tree branch. So she uses a lot of outside things. She uses leaves. She uses anything she can find to make these stories come alive. But she also uses collage, so she will cut out paper and collage them together to make books. So the book I'm going to be reading is Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, which is by Bill Martin and John Archambault, and this is illustrated by Lois. So Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. A told B and B told C, "I'll meet you at the top of the coconut tree." We said D to E, F, G, "I'll beat you to the top of a coconut tree." Chicka chicka boom boom. Will there be enough room? Here comes H up the coconut tree. I and J and tag along K, all on their way up the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom. Will there be enough room? Look who's coming. LMNOP. And QRS and TUV. Still more W and XYZ. The whole alphabet up the, oh no. Chicka chicka boom boom. Skip scat doodle dot, flip flop flee, everybody running to the coconut tree. Mamas and papas and uncles and aunts hug their little dears and then dust their pants. Help us up, cried ABC. Next from the pile-up, skinned knee D and stubbed toe E and patched up F. Then comes G, all out of breath. H is tangled up with I, and J and K are about to cry. L is knotted like a tie. M is looped, and N is stooped. O is twisted, alley-oop. Skit, scat, doodle, dot. Flip, flop, flee. Look who's coming, it's black-eyed P. QRS and loose-toothed T. Then UVW wiggle jiggle free. Last to come XYZ, and the sun goes down on the coconut tree. But chicka chicka boom boom, look, there's a full moon. A is out of bed, and this is what he said. Double dare dare. You can't catch me. I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom. So the activity that I said I would do with Lois Ehlert would be to do a collage, and kind of tying into Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, each student would get a piece of paper with a letter printed on it in a block lettering. Each student would get a capital letter and a lowercase letter, and they would take these home, and together at home with their parents, they would collage and decorate the letters. And then once the students brought the letters back to school, we would hang them up around the classroom throughout the year so we could see, one, working on the ABCs and knowing the sounds, and two, being able to see the students' artwork and creativity come through.